Sarah.
What?
Tell me the thing that ended up shocking you the most in America.
The fact they always give us water with ice.
That's a good one, and it's actually true. For me, honestly, was how big the cars, the vehicles are there. My friends, we saw a bunch of double wheels. It's actually in Texas, forget about it. It's insane. Because of that, we have a special video. 9 things Americans do that Europeans don't. Sarah, say hello to our friends.
Hi guys.
Oh, friends, thank you so much for all the support. We really appreciate that. That said, Sarah, ask them for the most important thing.
Guys, leave a like, thumbs up.
And if they subscribe,
You make our day.
damn right, the link below. By the way, there is a new feature on YouTube that you can hype a video. If you saw that, do it. Link below, let's go.
Hello, I'm Lawrence, and I'm on a
Hey,
quest
Lawrence.
to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost
we
in
know.
the pond, and one of those memos pertains to the things we do as people. It turns out that there are just things that people in one country do that the people in the other country do not do.
Like
and today
what?
we're going to take a look at 9 things that Americans do that Brits don't, and take that title with a grain of salt, okay?
Okay, but for sure, ice will appear here. It's evident that Americans love ice.
It's very much a generalization. Of course, many of the things on this list probably are practiced by some people, some pedants over in Britain. I said
Peasants.
pedants, not peasants. But for the most part, on the whole, generally speaking, how many other ways can you say that? Americans do these things more than Brits. Now, if I'd have done this list maybe 12 years ago before I moved to the United States, there are some things I would have included that have since caught on in Britain. So, you know, baby showering or queuing up for the Black Friday sales or getting a coffee to go. So since there's
No, but wait. I feel like Americans do that quite more than Europeans.
Yes.
I would include those on the list. I mean, for example, the coffee to go. I mean, it's not impossible to see it here, but in America, we saw it everywhere. It's crazy.
more of a level playing field in regard to those things, I'm just going to leave them off the list.
Okay,
And given that
fair.
we're all presently trapped in our bunkers, even the ones that did make it onto the list probably shouldn't temporarily, including this.
Smile at
Smiling
strangers.
at strangers.
You know what? In New York, I didn't experience this.
No, but in Texas.
But in Texas, we actually end up experiencing this.
Yeah.
People smiled at us, my friends. For example, I bought a cowboy hat, not hat, the cap, the one from the NFL team.
Yeah.
A lot of people started talking with me. Oh, it's the best team in America. I was like, are you sure? Oh, yeah. Turns out people told me it's not the best team in America. But man, I miss Texas. I miss America in general. People end up being so kind. But this in specific, it was more in Texas.
Strangers, which I suppose is what I'm doing to you right now, so I'm a hypocrite in a way. And you know what? I think when I first encountered this is when you're walking along, say, a footpath or you're in a parkway, and someone you've never met, maybe they've got a dog, they just look at you and smile. It sounds creepy when I put it like that, and at first it was. I thought I was going to get mugged, right? British people value their personal space, right? Don't enter that zone.
Okay, but look, I'm not sure if I told you this, but we went to TJ Maxx or Ross, I'm not sure. And I bought the jacket.
Yes,
that,
I
you know
remember.
the jacket I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I bought one jacket and I was paying and the lady looked at me and said, nice jacket. This never happened to me here.
No.
I was like, what? But I know the lady was being kind, to be fair. But it surprised me how people really interact with you different.
And so whenever that happened, it was a little off-putting. But I got used to it when I realised that Americans are just really friendly. And this is a good thing, right? And so I not only came to embrace this, but I started doing it myself. And, you know, people got a bit creeped out by the British teeth. I can't help that. It's just something I'm born with. And so you're going to have to accept it from now on. I must say, though, that during this sort of weird situation we find ourselves in, if anybody smiled at me while I was going out to take the trash out, I'd run for the hills. We don't have hills in Chicago, so I'd be lost.
Okay.
Hello?
Similarly, which is a word I had to say about 10 times before I got right, Americans might greet you not only with a smile, but by saying, how are you? Or what's up? And these don't mean, you know, are you okay? Or anything like that. It just means hello, right? And it's, in a way, it's sort of similar to how we Brits say, all right, And we're
an
not asking if
expression.
you're okay. We're simply saying hello. So in many ways, there are similarities between the two. I don't really know why that is. Are we just trying to soften and euphemize the word hello in the same way that we would with death or going to the toilet? It's really odd when you think about it, but we both do it. Should I start my videos with, all right, I'm Lawrence, and no, I won't do that. What I will do is go on to our next entry. Yes, flags. I did talk about this in a video just recently that, American families and houses and things like that are very prone to having the flag flying outside. And I found that it really doesn't matter which party you vote for or anything like that. People will still fly the
No, yeah. And in Texas, we saw a lot of American flags, but also the Texan flag a lot.
Yes.
A lot, my friends. We ended up driving across some neighborhoods, and we saw both everywhere,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Another culture shock, to be fair. I mean, we knew this would happen, but it's cool to see people being so patriotic.
flags regardless of that, particularly on July the 4th, but you will see it at all times of year on numerous houses. And that's not to say that we don't fly the flag in Britain, but we usually reserve that for very special occasions like football matches, which are very special occasions these days. There's just sort of, maybe there's more pride in the flag here, or it symbolizes so much more, and therefore
I have no doubt there is more pride there. I mean, I don't even think it's comparable, To be fair, the American flag is beautiful. I mean, when you see it flying, the blue, the white, the red, it looks good. I mean, it is what it is.
Before it gets used. And when I say it symbolizes so much more, I mean, it really does. You've got the 50 stars representing each of the 50 states, and then you've got the 13 stripes representing each of the original 13 colonies. And so it's symbolic in many ways. And, it's part of the lexicon even. You've got words like Old Glory, Stars and Stripes, and things like that. And so it's a very pervasive part of American culture.
Date format.
Yes, date formats. Again, I've spoken about this before on the channel, but it's very much worthy of inclusion because when I first moved to the United States...
Do you know this, by the way? That they put the mount first and then the date.
It's weird.
That's weird, yeah. I love Americans, but that's for us is so weird.
It was very hard for me to get out of my head the British way of writing the date, which is to put the day first, the month second, and then the year. So it's sort of in order of unit, right? The smallest entity, the day, the second smallest, and then the third smallest, the year. Or is it to the largest? It's so hard to word that correctly without confusing yourself. I'm not a mathematician, and that was evident in my early days of trying to get my head around the American date format. It's not hard. I mean, you obviously just switch the day and the month around, but it's that thing you've known all your life. You having to unlearn what you'd already learned.
It's very confusing.
And eventually, working in an office every day for 5 years, the American way of doing things really did sort of cement itself in my head, and I came good on that front. And I think now if I were to move back to Britain, it'd be the other problem, and I'd have a hard time adapting. And if I tell everybody that, my birthday is 11/18/1981, they'll think I invented 6 more months, and, we'll kick me out of the country again for forgery. That's not what that means. Falsehoods, just general falsehoods. Oh, and while I'm on the subject of birthdays, that brings me on to our next entry. Tailgating was such an alien concept to me when I first moved to America, and in many ways it still is, and that's mainly because I don't...
He's talking about the thing that they do at sport events, eating there and stuff.
Own a truck or go to sports events, because that's what happens. When I talk about tailgating, I'm not just talking about, when you drive too closely behind another car. I'm talking about that kind of thing that Americans do at sports events outside of sports stadiums or anywhere else where they can park it, and they just casually light a barbecue and drink beer. And I mean, they look fun. It's just, I've never been invited to one, so pity me. Come on, feel sorry for me. It's never happened. The best you're going to get outside of sports stadiums in Britain is people selling pirated DVDs. I've just realized, actually, those pirate DVD sellers they're probably struggling right now because A, there's a pandemic on, and B, no one uses DVDs anymore. Actually, I suppose nobody is doing our next entry, including me, so I'm going to leave this to Lawrence from Christmas to explain. Anybody that's followed my channel now for a while will know that I have feelings on free refills. In fact, I did an entire video about it.
We also have feelings. Good feelings.
And while they are all the rage here, and of course you'll find them in most fast food outlets and other places, there is one clarification I have to make here. You will find free refills as an option in places like Subway in the United Kingdom. So in some capacity, America has exported it, but it is by no means as universal in the United Kingdom as it is in the United States. And as I've said before, I think the temptation of knowing that I could get a free cup of pop on top of the one that I've already had is what made me give up pop in the first place. So I do have that.
At one restaurant in America, I feel like I got 3 Dr. Peppers.
Yeah.
And I paid for one.
To thank America for. Of course, if you are American and you have the willpower to stay away from the free refills, more power to you.
Ice water.
Free refills or not, Americans do like their water to be very cold, and I'm not talking about their bath water. Can you imagine having an ice bath? Do they? That is weird. But they put lots of ice in their water occasionally, and you'll find this happening in restaurants, but people will do it in the comfort of their own homes too. And this was somewhat of an alien concept to me before I moved to the US. I think maybe it's because we live in a mildish climate in Britain. We don't feel the need.
The only thing I wonder is if in the north they also do that, because in the south they do it. We saw it.
Yeah, but imagine in the winter, you drink water with ice.
It sounds weird, yeah. But for example, the thing is, in Texas it was very hot in November.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's why I'm saying, what about Montana, Chicago? Those type of. He's in Chicago, so I guess the answer is yes.
To do that. And the water in Britain tends to come out of the tap quite cold anyway, so that usually suffices. But actually, I have come to appreciate this one because during the summertime in Chicago, or previously where I lived in Indiana, it gets very, very hot. Sometimes it can get over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And if you go out for a run in that weather, and that's not me, I don't run, but if you do, you're going to perspire like crazy, right? So not only do you need just water in general, it is nice to have it with ice in it because it cools you down.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's ice cold, and you're catching your breath because it's going so dry from all the heat. They'll even buy bags of ice here in America. You can actually buy bags of ice from the store, and I still don't know why people do that. I know because you have ice trays and you put them in the freezer. Am I missing something?
People told me, I also had this doubt, but people told me back in the day that it's for parties and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Because you may need a lot of ice, so it's easier to pick ice, for example, at the 7-Eleven or something.
Okay.
Something.
So that you can have ice for a party.
Oh, right. Like a tailgating party, or just generally a party.
Any party.
Any party in the summer.
Or winter.
Who
Or
has ice in the
winter.
winter? I mean, in their drink.
Floridians?
That's true. Is it even winter in Florida, though, when it's winter here?
That's the question,
Yes,
yeah.
but no.
Not the same. This one seemed really
Okay.
What?
People tell me that sometimes at Walmart, for example, you see people on pajamas.
Why?
I guess it's a thing there, but we went to Walmart, Target, AGB, and we didn't saw.
No.
So we have to say it already. This one may be true, but in Texas we didn't saw anyone doing
No.
it.
strange for the first few months of living in America. People going out to the store in their pajamas and sweatpants and things like that. It's as if they don't care about what they look like while
Yes.
traversing Walmart, which I can understand. It's not really something you'd find back in Britain. I'm not saying we dress our Sunday best to go shopping, but we at least make an effort, put on jeans and a t-shirt. You will see people going out in their gym jams, their jammies, PJs, right? And I'm not exempt from that, especially right now. I mean, I don't care I want people to avoid me. So, of course, I go out in my pajamas or anything. I went out in this the other day. These aren't my pajamas. That's just me looking like a Sith Lord, a dime store Sith Lord, but nonetheless a Sith Lord. And I suppose in many ways it speaks to that American tendency toward comfort. But this is not just a pandemic era thing. I mean, people have been doing this for centuries, probably.
Pajamas?
Yeah.
I feel like that started in the 90s.
So there weren't people going in the 19th century.
Well, friends, actually share your perspective about this one.
We're going out with their sort of sleeping cap on and things like that to their local blacksmiths or whatever. That's it. Thank you for watching this episode of Lost in the Pond. Don't forget to follow me right here on YouTube so that my videos don't get lost in the pond. What are you laughing at? I know it looked like a crotch chop. I didn't mean to do that. Anyway, so if you liked what you saw here, follow me on Twitter at Lost in the Pond US. You'll get a lot of these sort of weird factoids about my
friends, we also have social media, links below. That's it, Sarah. Say goodbye. Actually, show all the support to Lawrence, of course. Say goodbye to our friends.
Bye, guys.
Friends, thank you so much. See you guys in the next one.